Welcome to the Village of Wappingers Falls monthly regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Trustees today, Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. We can pledge allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the
to the
flag
flag of the United States of America
and
and
to
to
the
the
republic
republic
for which it stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and
liberty and
justice for all.
justice for all.
Okay, we have a couple items on recognition announcements and special events. Two that I can talk about, and then if anybody else has anything, they can join in after. The first one I want to go over is the event that's coming up next Tuesday. It's a major event in the village annual election. And for those who do not receive the Southern Dutchess News, call of election was in it this week. And I posted it in 6 different places within the village. And we approved this at our last meeting. So I'm going to read the call of election for those who did not or were not able to listen to it. Call of election resolution by the Village Board of Trustees of Village of Wappingers Falls, New York as follows. Section 1, that pursuant to Section 504 of the election law, the general village election of and for said village will be held on the 16th day of March, 2021, and that the polls shall be open for voting between the hours of 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. Section 2, that the said village has been divided into 3 election districts, and that a description of said districts together with the polling place for each such district is as follows. Election District 1. All that portion of said village lying north and west of the Wappinger Creek. The polling place in District Number 1 is the Village Hall, 2582 South Avenue in said village. Election District 2. Election District 2 is comprised of all that portion of said village generally bounded as follows. On the south by the village boundary line, on the north by East Main Street, on the east by South Avenue, and on the west by the Wappinger Creek. And the polling place is Village Hall, 2582 South Avenue. Election District 3. All that portion of the village lying outside the 2 districts above described. The polling place is Village Hall, 2582 South Avenue. Please take notice that the following are names and terms and offices of candidates that are nominated. Democratic Party, Rick Serino, 2 years Village Mayor. Patrick Sadati, First Ward, 2 years Trustee. Mary Panessa, 2 years, 2nd Ward Trustee. Ann Ponte Behan, 2 years, 3rd Ward Trustee. Republicans, Rick Serino, 2 years Village Mayor. Patrick Sadati, 2 years, 1st Ward Trustee. Michael Ruffin, 2 years, 2nd Ward Trustee. Ann Ponte Behan, 2 years, 3rd Ward Trustee. Independent parties, Village First Party, Wilford Brian Lammers, 2 years, 3rd Ward Trustee, and the other party, independent party, is One United Party, Michael Ruffin, 2 years, 2nd Ward Trustee. That's the lineup for that. And I will make sure that that day at the polling place, like we did back in September 15th for the last election, that there will be a person at the door making sure that we follow all PPE procedures and that we're safe. I would encourage voters to wear their mask or bring their mask. You're going to wear it one way or the other, but bring your mask if you have it. If not, I can supply it and bring a pen if you want to. I'll have pens too. I will be in and out of the election room pretty much all of that day. If there's anybody has any questions, they can contact me at any point. But it's pretty much up to the election inspectors to run the village election once we open up the polls. I usually have the results depending on the complexity of the election. This one doesn't seem to be too complex, but I expect to have the results by 9:30 p.m. So that's the election event coming up. We received some exciting news this week about an organization called PERMA. That's our comp carrier. PERMA is an acronym, stands for Public Employee Risk Management Association. We started up a team to make sure that our village was in compliance, at least for the most part, with safety procedures back in 2019. The team initially consisted of myself, Heather McCormick for the admin group, John Kozak for the DPW group, Amanda Peeves for the police department, and Mark Loncto as the maintenance mechanic. So we put a lot of effort in, and I would just read to you some of the letter that I submitted for our consideration for the award. PERMA has 500 plus municipalities that they insure in New York State. So this event was very competitive. So I'm just going to read some of what we submitted, and I think it would be interesting for the viewers to listen to. January 16th, 2020, the Village of Wappingers Falls realized the risk involved with not having regular site inspections for their public facilities. And because of the collaborative work relationship they have with PERMA, the village was able to see the value of implementing a safety committee. The value that the safety committee has brought to the village has been so far been immeasurable. The village board of trustees implemented the safety committee in the beginning of 2019 because their desire to promote safety is a top priority. The safety committee of the Village of Wappingers Falls is chaired by the clerk, John Karge. The committee is diverse and has representatives from various departments within the municipality, and I just read that for. There are representatives from the administrative department, highway department, parks department, and we had 5 members. Earlier this year, Mr. Karge and his team met numerous times to review the village's existing safety practices. With the assistance of the village PERMA's consultant, Mr. Karge and his team were able to formulate a safety manual for the village. Once they had a rubric in place, the team was able to perform safety inspections for each building within the municipality. During the inspections, the teams noted issues that arose and reported them to the mayor and board of trustees at board meetings. Mayor Alexander and the board were then able to have the issues addressed and remedied. Although those were the inspections and systems the committee implemented have brought a new way of addressing and handling safety issues within the village. The format that the committee used is a systematic approach for all facilities that allows the team to look for potential issues regardless of the use of the building. The safety committee is on the belief that all public buildings need to be safe, as they cannot be regardless of the numbers of occupants they have. The changes of the safety committee we've implemented have been very well received by the board of trustees. As noted by Mayor Alexander, our village prides itself on safety. Safety is paramount. The system the committee put in place works well for all. The issues are clearly written, the board is notified, the work request is sent out, and the issues get remedied. Due to the great work the committee has done thus far, the village board decided that the village safety committee will stay in place as a permanent committee and will continue to rotate facility inspections. This committee has been set to meet quarterly so that they can prepare ongoing reports for the village board. So we submitted that, and I'm sure there were other municipalities that submitted as well, but the Village of Wappingers Falls was selected overall for that award for 2020. So I think hands off to the employees, the department managers that took action during our audits, and I'm really excited. They're going to come down. PERMA's going to send a team down here to interview us and do some movie shoot of us in action and what we've done. So we're going to get a lot of mileage out of this. But again, it was a lot of hard work, and it was done for a very good purpose to keep our employees safe. So that's the summary of that. And if anyone else has anything under recognition, announcements, and special events, I think you could speak now.
Great job, John.
Good job, John, on the permit thing.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Good
Great
job,
team.
John.
Great team effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call. Trustee Markajon. Absent. Trustee Catalano.
Summary from Wikipedia. Trustee is a legal term which is a synonym for anyone in a position of trust and so can refer.
Trustee Catalano. Absent. Trustee Nesnek.
Here.
Trustee Huber.
Here.
Trustee Panessa.
Here.
Trustee Lammers.
Here.
Village Attorney Wallace.
Here.
We have a quorum of 4. Tonight's meeting has been convened in accordance with the Governor's March 13, 2020 Executive Order 202.1 as extended, which suspends certain provisions of the Open Meetings Law to allow a municipal board to convene a meeting via video conferencing. In accordance with the executive order, the public has been provided with the ability to view and participate in tonight's meeting by computer, smartphone, or telephone, and to view the meeting on the usual cable television channels. The recording of the meeting will be posted to the village website, and a written transcript of the meeting will be prepared and provided at a later date. There has been a roll call of the board of members, and there is a quorum present for this meeting. I have also confirmed with the clerk that this meeting has been duly noticed. We have fulfilled our legal notice requirements by posting a copy of the notice of the meeting on the village's web page and on the village's bulletin board. We have emailed a copy of the notice to the media, and we have confirmation that the legal notices for the public hearings have been properly published. So can I have action on village board meetings for the February meetings, February 10th and February 24th?
I'll make it.
Trustee Huber,
Second.
trustee Panessa. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Authorization to pay bills as approved warrants.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Nesnek. Seconded by trustee Lammers.
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The next item on the agenda would require a supermajority of 5. I would suggest we hold off on this till the end. Maybe we'll be joined by another trustee. Would that be okay, Attorney Wallace?
Yeah, what we can do is we can table it to the end of the meeting before we go into executive session. But we cannot forget if that trustee has not joined to create the supermajority, we cannot forget to table this particular bond resolution to the March 24 meeting.
Okay, I
At
will,
which point, and we're going to have a supermajority in order to take action. So
I will remember to bring that up before the executive session. The next item on the agenda is approval for farm stores. We have a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a performance bond from the ARB Legacy Development LLC to guarantee the cost of an outstanding improvements landscaping to farm stores at Imperial Plaza. You all know where that is?
Yep.
Okay.
so
Okay.
can I just give everybody a little bit of a background on this one?
Yes.
So this particular applicant came before the planning board and was given conditional approval for a site plan for their project, and it's an exciting concept, and it's basically organic farm market that's going to be a new business joining, our village. Pretty cool concept. Any event, one of their conditions is that they had to do certain landscaping work, and our village engineer priced it out and came up with an estimate for a bond, which is a performance bond, to make sure that the work gets done. As you could see from the notice and the emails you got, it was he valued it at the surety bond at $16,800, and he and Brian Murphy have recommended to the village board that that is adequate in order to move forward. They're urging the board to adopt the resolution authorizing the acceptance of the performance bond. Again, he will not be able to get it. It's not like he'll be able to get a building permit tomorrow, but this is one of the conditions, one of the building blocks he needs in order to move his project forward. So you have a resolution before you. I'd need I would need someone to make a motion to adopt the resolution. And second.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
That was trustee Panessa second.
Trustee Lammers and trustee Panessa. Okay.
Okay, I need a roll call vote for that. Trustee Nesnick,
Aye.
trustee Huber,
Aye.
trustee Panessa.
Aye.
Trustee Lammers,
Aye.
carried. Okay, next on the agenda is our grant writer, Corey Yusevich, will give us an update on those outstanding grants that we have. Corey, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Okay,
Be-
can't hear you. Corey,
I think he's frozen.
you did? Got all your notes? Corey lost internet and he's going to use mine.
Hello. Sorry about that. So I don't know where I was cut off, and I'll just start. Kevin Huber, Deputy Mayor Kevin Huber, came over today and signed the contract for our CDBG grant, which is in regards to the sewer extension on Podgy Terrace to help Habitat for Humanity build 2 extra homes there. So we finally got that sent in. That project can start this summer. We have confirmation from the DOT that, sorry, I can hear my laptop on now. Could you close my door, John? Sorry. Thank you. We got confirmation about the payment coming in, so we should be expecting $394,000 by, it could very well be tomorrow. They sent out a letter and we got it 2 days ago. And the last update I just wanted to bring up was that the EPA have finally sent us back our comments from Casey's. It's called a QAP. It's like a quality assurance thing for our bleachery site down for our brownfield grant through the EPA. And so they finally got back to us. We've been waiting on this since like September or October. So this finally allows us to begin the next step and start actually going in there and hopefully digging into the property. So those are all the 3 main things that I just wanted to bring up. Does anyone have any questions about that or in regards to anything else? All right, I will go grab John again. Sorry for the internet.
Corey, hang on a second.
Oh, yep.
Are you still there? There you are.
Yeah.
The boathouse, have you been working with Brian on that? A couple of list items?
I didn't talk to Brian about it yet, but I have been speaking to Duchess Mechanical. We end up getting the bill for them and Fish working to put on the fire alarm and things in. I haven't talked to Brian specifically yet, though. I will.
Okay.
I'll bring that up with him tomorrow.
Yeah, just those couple list items so we can close out that grant also.
Will do. Yep.
Hey,
That'd be great.
hey, Corey, thanks for being so responsive on that Habitat for Humanity grant.
Oh yeah, no, it was. It was. I know it got a little hectic at a moment, but glad it worked out.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Good work.
Thanks.
All right,
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, thanks.
I think while we're talking about project, I'll give you an update on the Cobbler Building on West Main Street. That's at Franny Reese Park. We've been chipping away at that building for quite a while now. We repaired the red brick back in the fall that was falling off the back of it. We put a new roof on it. Of course, it's a small building, so it's not taking a whole lot of money to refurbish it, but we put we put in an air conditioner heating unit. That's in. The bathroom was almost completed now. Have a contractor doing that. The electrician's going to put in a 200 amp service. I know it seems ridiculous for one little room, but that's what Central Hudson's requirements are. And he tried his best to get it down to something more reasonable, but they wouldn't yield on that. So he'll be putting that in soon, I think next week or this week. We have to put a door in there that's ADA approved, and the only place we can do that is on the north side of it. And if you go by there, you'll see in advance, we did put a walkway to a window. The window will be removed, and I have a contractor who's already bid on the job. The window will be removed. The bottom part of the underneath the window will be removed, the brick there. He'll install the door and try to match up the brick around the door so that we at least have that much done. The only things that'll be remaining then will be the interior part. There's some holes in the sheetrock that'll need to be fixed by a carpenter. It'll need to be painted. One of the front windows was shot at by a BB gun. And I'm going to see if I can get that repaired as opposed to having it replaced. I see advertisements on TV where they can fix holes in windows, so maybe I can get that done. And the floor will need to be replaced or resurfaced somehow. Having said all of that, it will not be available for rent or lease. And that's a whole nother issue. That's a whole separate issue altogether. That will probably not be available for any type of habitation until probably the end of May, with the weather going on and all of that. So that's the update on that building. So I'm handling that one. So if any of you at any point have any questions or public, I would be the go-to person for that project.
Yeah, and to expound upon that, John, and if and when a certificate of occupancy is granted and the property is habitable, if the board does so choose to lease this property or any other property, there's a procedure that has to take place, and so we're a ways away from leasing that property.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on here would be the monthly stats from the police department. And on your agenda, you'll see two columns, February 2021, and the board wanted to do a comparison from a year ago. The next column would be February 2020. Total calls for service this year so far for February is 321, last year 312. Arrests this year 4, last 16. Traffic tickets 127, last 149. Call outs, there was 1 this year, there were 7 at this time last year. Call outs other 3, there were 21 last year. Shifts not covered 3, there were 20 last year. Domestics 5, last 10. Lockouts 15, last 11. Larcenies, 5, last year, 3. Drug complaints, 1, last year, this time, 0. Criminal mischief, 5, last year, 5. Accidents, 20, last year, 16. Assault calls, 0, last 0. Burglar alarms, 9 this year, 11 last year. Medical, 71. Last year, 37. Civilian complaints, 0, last 1. Parking tickets are 63, last year, 41. Use of force, 0 this year, 1 last year. Are there any questions for Walter at this point on that report?
No.
Okay. Trustee Huber, Highway.
Yes, the highway was down in the boathouse. I think it was last week. They had a punch list of items. They got that all done. They painted the door trim, hung doors, the molding, a few other punch list items that were on there. Mary reached out to them, so that's all done. I seen today they're out. They started sweeping the streets, cleaning up the village roads, and we're going forward with that. And overall, they did a good job this winter, and I hope the snow is over, so we don't have to go through that again. And that's all I got for them.
Fire.
We had 17 calls for the month of February, and that's all.
Okay, safety. I've said a lot on safety, and again, I'd like to thank the team, the village management, and the employees for all they do to keep our village safe and keep themselves safely. Recreation, Trustee Huber.
I don't think we have anything. Jen, do you know of?
No, right now, there are a few ideas floating around for something possibly on Easter. If we do something, we will put it up on the website, but nothing at this point.
Okay, the lake is starting to thaw.
Yes.
Water, anything on water? Kevin?
Water, we're working on a water leak issue. We're trying to resolve that with the engineer and the attorney. So that's what we're working on right now. Don't really want to get into the details of it.
Okay, and we went over grants. So I have on the public comment section there, we got quite a few this time around. We don't normally get more than 1 or 2, but I'm going to read them for the record. The name of the person and their concern. We have a Mike Panarelli, Wappingers Falls. What are the plans for the former UMC building? Will it be rezoned to allow for more uses? I'm not familiar with what that building is.
The UMC?
I'm wondering if maybe that was meant for the town of Wappinger and not the village of Wappinger. I'll read it. Will it be rezoned to allow for more uses? I hear the program that is interested in using it has some great ideas and would bring an immense amount of income, tax revenue, etc. to the village. Hopefully you are doing everything you can to make it happen.
John, something just came across my feed
United
that
Methodist
said
Church.
United Methodist Church.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I am aware of some plans for that building, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to comment
Private
on it.
developer that's in there right now.
Right. Over the summer, I remember over the summer, we had a whole public display of the building, and we actually got responses as to what people thought of the uses for that, as well as the cobbler shop, actually. So that's you said there's a developer working on that, Kev?
Yeah, yep. He bought it. He built a few houses here in the village. well-known guy, well
Mhm.
respected in construction, and everybody likes him in the village. But he owns the building, so I'm not really sure of what's going on in that building. I know it's been through planning. I'm assuming, I shouldn't say I know. I'm assuming it's been through planning, and I really don't know what's going on with that building.
Mr. Panarelli, if you'd like to contact me, the village clerk, you can reach out to me and I'll try to get you in the right direction, at least to give you an idea of what's going on at the planning end.
Just some answers. Yeah,
Okay?
let's get some answers. Sure.
Okay, next one is Michael Hendrick. Village of Wappingers Falls comment. When will the village mayor and board of trustees have in-person meetings? According to New York State guidelines, social gatherings will increase from 50 people to 100 people indoors effective March 22nd. Face coverings and social distancing will still be required. I think we talked about having one open
The workshop.
March 31st.
Correct.
Well, I thought it was the 24th.
Yeah, let's move it up to the 24th.
We're gonna have only one and that'll be on the 24th.
24th. Is that what is on the website to the public? Is it the 31st or the 24th?
The
Usually,
31st will be the last Wednesday of the month.
it's usually the first and last Wednesday of the month, but I can check with Todd. So you're saying we're not gonna have one on the 31st, we're gonna have that one on the 24th. Correct? I need to put a notice out for that.
Yeah, I would like the board. I'm going to be available on the 24th. I'd like the board to consider that. And if so, do we have to have a vote? Because I don't know how the schedule reads on the website.
I can take care of all that if the board decides they want to reschedule from the 31st to the 24th. Give me that direction and I'll take care of the
Okay,
schedule.
we'd have to have Todd post that as well and change if need be, change the website so the public is aware.
Right. So the board is agreeing to not have the 31st, but to have it on the 24th.
John, I'm fine with the 24th.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to have the meeting on the 24th and then the 31st. So we'll move from the 31st to the 24th.
Thanks, Kevin.
Second.
All right, I will, thank you. I will reschedule that meeting. We have another one here. This is from Lenny Itoni, speeding on Market Street. Between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. while kids are walking to school buses, there are more than a few cars that cruise well above the speed limits, trying to make it to work on time. I suggest that a patrol car be stationed on Dutchess Terrace on 1 or 2 alternating days per week for a month to hand out either warnings or tickets or both. So I guess Walter will take that one.
Yeah, we'll have somebody check it out. It's any particular spot on Market Street?
I can tell you where it is. It starts from the circle at the top on Market Street and it goes all the way down past the boathouse. They are moving down through there.
Okay, I'll have the person who's working midnights just sit over there just before they get off.
We might want to consider moving one of those digital machines we have in a couple of spots in the village, maybe down there temporarily. But I'm telling you, I've had a couple complaints about that. So, and I live,
I'll talk to Pete about that, about moving them. They're not that easy to move around, so we'll talk.
Yeah, you got to get a concrete sauna tube and we got to find a location. I mean, we could do it, but we just got to get a.
Would it be more expedient to just have Walter have a guy posted there? I mean, that,
Yeah.
I thought they were mobile.
yeah.
Well, they are, but you just got to get a concrete sauna tube in the ground and so it can be anchored to the ground, something to bolt it to. We can
Right.
move.
Well, in the meantime, Walter will take care of it, I'm sure.
Okay.
I got a comment here from Laura McCarthy. Village of Wappingers Falls. Her subject is West Main Sidewalk. Comment. Hi, could you please give me an update for the plans for finishing the sidewalk construction on West Main? I can say that at the moment, we are consulting with Central Hudson and New York State DOT. We had meetings as recently as 2 weeks ago, and there are other meetings scheduled. With this winter, they were unable to proceed with it, but it's being looked at, and hopefully we'll have it resolved by June. That's all I can say about that right now. Did anyone want to add anything to it? Miss McCarthy, if you wanted to call me during the week, I would be glad to give you an update, and maybe I can give you updates more often as we move along. The last entry we have is from Miss Zambrano, Evelyn Zambrano, Village of Wappingers Falls. She said, let's talk about village recreations for the kids, such as the Fishkill Recreation Center, which brings revenue to the town of Fishkill that Wappingers residents pay. Poughkeepsie is starting to build a YMCA, in which my local union is helping to build through union volunteer work, which brings revenue to Poughkeepsie that Wappingers residents will most likely pay. What does the village of Wappingers Falls have to offer their teens and preteens? It takes a village to raise kids. I've been living in this village since 2013, and I have yet to see anything for the kids except the regular soccer and baseball sports, and doesn't even offer basketball. Why is that? I grew up in the Long Island City Boys and Girls Club. Astoria Park, pools, parks with handrails, courts, basketball courts, teen centers, and these places kept me out of trouble and out of being bored. Being bored as a teen leads to drug experimental usage. The village elders complain about these kids, teens doing nothing. But what else are they being offered or challenged to do? Why did the village eliminate the Hispanic youth program that the church once offered on Saturdays in 2016 and 2017, which was run by Yvette Sullivan and did well, in my opinion? Thank you for your time. I was invited by politicians knocking on my door to vote, so please let me talk about it. Well, I think we're going to have, from what I hear, a robust recreation program this year.
John, if I could just jump in for a second.
Yep.
So back in September, Kevin, myself, and Kristen Catalano, we were put on a committee to talk about recreation and develop recreation going forward. We have been working on it. We do have lots of ideas to put forward, starting hopefully next week to get that up and running. So it is being worked on, it is being discussed, and it is being developed.
Okay, good. Again, resident, if you'd like to reach out to me and I can get you in the right direction, I would be willing to do that. Okay, that's the public comment. Earlier, we talked about a bond resolution. I would like Jessica McMahon to just say a few words about that. I know we have to put it off now until the 24th, but Jessica, could you just enlighten the board a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so we have 2 bonds outstanding currently that are coming due. Well, they come due every year, but we're able to cut the interest rate. So we were going to pass a refunding bond. So it's not new money that we're bonding, it's refunding the old money. And it's going to save the village about $340,000 over the next 10 years. So we'll do it next meeting.
Wow, that's a home run. So we'll have to change our dates on the paperwork to the 24th. I think you can get your bonding attorney to do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have a quorum at that meeting.
We'll have to have a
Okay.
supermajority.
We have to have a supermajority. Correct.
Supermajority.
Supermajority for that.
Okay.
Okay, good job, Jessica. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to, I guess we have to adjourn that item, Attorney Wallace, to the 24th.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adjourn that item to the 24th, please?
I make
I'll
that
make
motion.
it.
That was trustee Mary Panessa. Can I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Nesnick, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, that completes the printed agenda for tonight. I believe you are going to go into the executive session. And if we can go into the executive session at this point, can I have a motion to go into that session?
I will make it.
I will second it.
And now,
Seconded by trustee Panessa. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have anyone besides the village board that's needed for that executive session?
well, let me just clarify for the record that we would be going into executive session to discuss employment and personnel.
Can we hold off the personnel until the 24th? This way we can do it in person, please.
Let's go into executive session and discuss that. But I have Rich Rich Zuckerman here. I have Allison as well, and that was Jessica McMahon would be coming in. So the three of us,
Sure.
two of us, three. There's three people coming in.
Okay, okay.
Well,
I will note the three of you plus the board for the executive session, and I will not be needed there. Okay, so Rich, are we gonna go to the breakout room now?
All right, you there? Hey, Brian.
yeah.
So we ended the meeting. Make a motion to end it, to terminate the meeting. Motion granted.
I will make a motion to end the meeting. All in favor? All opposed? Good night.
Good night.
Done deal. Take care,
Take
buddy.
care.
Talk
See
to
you,
you.
Brian. Good luck.
Thanks.